Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all. Oh, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Happy New Day. Igbo Igbo ekele m ọnụ. I don't know whether you people are seeing me. I was testing this camera before. I don't know what is wrong. I cannot see myself just the same way I used to see myself each time I'm going live. I don't really know what the problem is. I've tried to set it up, but it seems like this my MacBook is giving me a headache. Please, if you are seeing me, please comment. Anybody there? If you are seeing me, just comment. Let me continue. Maybe later I will take this to the technician to do something about it. But if you are seeing me, please comment so that I will proceed with the program. There's no time to tell time, please. Ekene m Igbo bụ Igbo afọ mụrụ Igbo ekene m onye ukwu kene onye nta kene nwoke kene nwaanyị. Asị m onye ọbụla chiri ebe o chiri biko ya zere ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ mmiri ata na azụ anwụrụ. Taata bụ ụbọchị afọ ya fụtara ya ife ọma, afọ ya afụgbu ndị iro anyị and afọ ya afụgbu ndị bụ ndị zoo si na nna anyị nwawo ndị Biafra ọ ndị Igbo anya ha aṅụ mmiri wee tọba iko. So na so the thing take be. And ọ ya mara nwoke mma mara nwaanyị mma ihe ọma ya emere anyị na-eke n'orie na afọ na nkwọ anya na oge na-anọ. And so our blessing will surely spread. Please, once again, if you are enter this life, are you seeing me? Comment, please, because I don't know. I don't really know what is wrong with my MacBook. I don't really know what is wrong. I cannot see myself. Unlike before. Well, let me continue. Because I think the other one I watched, I saw the video is very clear and very good. So my good people, the reason why I came here this morning, if you check my headline, you'll find out that I said this is a breaking point. The history about the Biafrans that they should not forget. Why I want to play this video is that I want you people to please pay utmost attention to what is happening. Pay attention to this very video I'm going to play now. It is for our own good. And when you get it, please make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe. Because when you keep hearing from other tribes telling us we the Igbos, the Biafrans, the reason why things it seems like they say we ferment troubles. Anyway, hold on first. Let me check something. I don't really know what is wrong with this camera. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Why can't I see myself? Why can't I see myself? Why can't I see myself? So, my people, I want you to please pay attention to this very important information that I'm about to pass to my great Biafrans in the house. Because Igbos who have sacrificed a lot. They have sacrificed a lot, even to the extent of sacrificing their lives for this zoo. So if you see an Igbo man, if you see any Biafran, I am just saying this for the interest of those people who keep on criticizing the Igbos that we are the problems in the zoo. I want you to listen to this video. I can never get tired of playing this video anytime, any day, listening to history. The reason why you see the zoo scrap the history from our curriculum is to make sure that everything about the Igbo man and the Biafrans dies like fire. But it can never. People like us, as long as I'm still living, I must withhold. I must stand on my feet to make sure that I defend this Biafra at any time, at any day. So please, I want you to listen very attentively from the great leader, from the warrior himself, from the lion of Africa and the Lion of Biafra land by the name Odumegwu Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, His Excellency. Let His Excellency, let me put it that way. So I want you to listen to his voice, what he said. This is part of the history that the world I'm talking about, I mean the UK and other Western allies, they don't want other people to know about what really happened or what really transpired in the Biafra. They don't want us to know. From 1966 to 1967 to 1970, my dear, if you know the sacrifice an Igbo man have made for that country to remain in unity, my dear, you will shed tears. Please let us listen to this together as we proceed.
I'm the military governor of the Eastern Group of Provinces, which we call Eastern Region. Now, these Eastern Group of Provinces, or what you call Eastern Region, have been divided into these states: Anambra, Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, Imo, Abia, and Cross River States.
I hope you are hearing it clear.
His Excellency later became the head of state of the Independent Republic of Biafra. Now he has been duly coronated as Igbo, the paramount leader of Igbo land, that is, of all Igbo districts in Nigeria. He graduated from Eton College and from Oxford University in England with master's degree in history. Your Excellency, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, Professor. I'm particularly happy to be with you this evening.
Thank you. The questions we're going to ask, I'm going to ask you. Number one, a lot have been written about the 15th of January 1966 coup. The most erroneous being that it was an Igbo coup, which gave the Hausas or the northern Muslims the pretext to attack the Igbos. Please enlighten the world on events of the January 15, 1966 coup.
I hope you people are following up. I don't know whether the volume on this my phone is so loud, but let me use the other of my laptop to play the news so that everybody get to understand. Please listen attentively and do not get tired of sharing this video. All the very, very important and very, very necessary. It will truly help us in this our quest to exit from the so-called zoo. And anywhere you find yourself, in any platform you find yourself, and you are not sharing this video, my dear, you are not doing it right.
World on events of the January 15, 1966 coup. Who carried out the coup and for what reasons?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to try and enlighten people on this coup that seems to be at the center of subsequent problems in Nigeria. The coup of January 15th, 1966 was actually led by Ejo Ifajuna, and he commanded the activities in the south, and Zogo, another major, coordinated the northern side of it from Kaduna. The reason for the coup, if you remember, Nigeria became independent in 1960. We had a government, a quasi-Westminster type government with a parliament and a ceremonial president, reflecting, as it were, the Queen of Great Britain. That was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa was the president from the north. Now, the real problem with Nigeria has always been the imbalance of the federation that was known as Nigeria. I remember when I was at school, I was told
Back on the listing, the listing. Take note
about the federation was that no federating unit should ever be preponderant over the others. As it happened, the Nigerian Federation, when it was created, was given down to Nigerians from London. And that federation contained the imbalance of the North being preponderant, in fact, over the two other sides, the West and the East. And this created, right from the first day, a certain degree of friction. The North could dictate, and the South, whichever part of the South, could just complain if it's not in accord with what the North wished. The first few years of independence were not too bad, but there were a lot of unfulfilled ambitions of the Nigerians, because in those days we thought that once you got independence, you were free and everything worked, and you joined the higher league of nations internationally discussing what went on. In fact, to Nigerians, it looked as though, and indeed, they tended to show that independence in itself was the achievement. Now Nigeria was free, as a member of the world. Instead of looking upon it as the beginning of our journey to nationhood. And I say this, and I want to understand it. Nigeria has never been a nation.
When I hear them from the mouth of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, in case all these brown envelope media houses that keep on calling Nigeria a nation, say Nigeria is never a nation and can never be a nation with the kind of mentality they are displaying every now and then. Please keep watching. Don't get tired of listening to this.
We had the aspiration, hopes that Nigeria one day will become a nation. And that has been elusive up till today. The reason being that, most unfortunately, the powers in Nigeria were concentrated in the hands of the North,
yes,
which was preponderant,
yes,
and wrongly so.
Wrong.
At independence, we hoped we would be able, in fact, the three leaders of the country had different notions of independence.
UK have killed us.
There was the actual leader of the struggle for independence, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who rightly thought that independence now created, as it were, a beginning, but that we were already a nation and we were now finding our positions in his own philosophical, political beliefs in Pan-Africanism. So we just had to move into under the Sadana of Sokoto, whose agent was the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa.
Yes, Sadana of Sokoto.
That the Nigerian nation one had to tread very slowly, because he saw and they saw a great deal of inequities in Nigeria. And perhaps the most important then was the level of education between the North and the South. And therefore, that affected, of course, the position of the North, or Northerners, in the bureaucracy of Nigeria. Sadana and the people of the North got down to trying to build up the North, taking everything they could from the Federation to build up the North to a position in their minds of equality between themselves intellectually and the rest of Nigeria. The West, under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, thought likewise and took the position of consolidating the West so as to ensure that at a given time, the West would then emerge superior to either the North or the East. Again, let me go back to the problem of the East. The East entered independence having accepted that the nation was already there. Naturally, the concept of nationhood implied a great deal of sacrifice by the East at all points. First sacrifice, the non-emergence of Dr. Azikiwe as the first executive.
The Igbos have been sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing. Still yet, till today. That is why you see, maybe we should blame our ancestors for all their mistakes in the past. But we will not blame them. We cannot say ill of them. Because the sacrifice they made to this zoo called a country is the reason why they have been using the Biafrans as a sacrificial lamb anytime there is a conflict in that contraction of a country. Continue listening to the sacrifices that Zeke make and other people make just to make sure that that contraption called Nigeria remains one, but they never value it. Let us continue.
Leader of Nigeria evacuated the place. He made the sacrifice so that the North could be accommodated. Second, very simple. During the constitutional conferences, independence was offered Nigeria before 1960. But to be able to accommodate the North, that Dr. Azikiwe believed was already part of the nation, we got this rather odd situation where a nationalist refused independence to wait for the North, and so on. Yet, your question, sir, was a question of the reason for the coup.
Yes.
So let me go into it. The teething problems of Nigeria after 1960, the independence, manifested itself in a number of ways. There was a friction over the preponderance of the North. There was certain difficulties about religious beliefs in the country. There was corrupt, bad administration, and so on. But the real problem came from the West, which by 1966 was really in turmoil. And the reason was quite a simple one. Where does a leader lead from? In the North, the Sadana led from Kaduna in the North. His agent was in the South, Prime Minister. Awolowo for the West believed his position was better and he would be have greater effect on Nigeria if he ruled from the Federation. So he looked towards Lagos. And his deputy, Akintola, he was quite prepared to leave the West too. But a funny thing happened during the election. A funny thing happened. Dr. Azikiwe, who also opted for the Federation, won the election in the West. And it now.
When I hear what you talk, during their first election, Nnamdi Azikiwe won the election in the West. In other words, on they complain say Peter Obi won in Lagos State. It don't tell where Igbos they win even the indigenes of Yoruba land. It don't take very, very long time ago. So do not be surprised. And they annul the election. So maybe today they start robbing the Igbos. And still yet, the gullibles are still talking about one Nigeria.
Looked as though an evil man was ruling in the East, ruling in the Midwest, and about to rule in the West. And this was not acceptable to the West. We started our problems there because overnight, the victory of the NCNC in the West was nullified by a number of Yorubas crossing from the government to the opposition side and creating a new government. And this actually is at the foundation of the distrust between the Igbos still now and the Yorubas. Now, law and order broke down in the West after the second election. There was so much rigging. In fact, BBC had this rather wonderful statement. It said that men became pregnant overnight with votes.
With votes?
Because, we wear these huge robes and you can stuff as many ballot papers inside them. And as a result of that, and because by then Awolowo was in jail for treasonable felony, it was felt that the North used its powers to ensure that Akintola, who became their stooge, won the election. It became very dangerous to travel around the streets of Lagos or the West anyway. That's when they started throwing acid at people in the streets, in your car, the phenomenon known as wet year.
My people, please, I think I will have to end this broadcast here because my camera and the audio is giving me problem. It's really giving me a problem. So I have to go and fix it now. I think I have to go to, what do they call it? I have to go to Apple shop now to get it fixed. So please, I want to beg you people, please to forgive me, okay? I don't know. I don't really know what happened this morning. Maybe my daughter would have pressed something that you're not supposed to press. So please, I want to use the opportunity to say, please, sorry, I'll be back. I'm back in a very stronger and very interesting way. So I have to end the broadcast here. The little you have heard, I think it is enough for you to know that the Biafrans, the Igbos have been the ones sacrificing for this zoo. Other ones, other ethnic groups, what they do is just to grab and run, grab and run, grab and run. When they cannot grab anything grabbable, the next thing they will do is to make sure that they instigate their own ethnic groups against another ethnic groups using ethnic bigotry and religious fanaticism to destroy the system. Anyway, my people, please, the little you have known, just make sure you share it. Let the people know that the Biafrans are the one who have been making sure that this country remains one, but other tribes they don't want. But in return, they will turn it upside down and said that the Biafrans are the one that are making trouble in the contention called Nigeria. So my wonderful people, please now here, me I go take a break. I'll be right back again. Let me go and fix these things up. Bye for now. Kemensiano.